You welcome to Kingdom Talk.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Kingdom Talk. God has been an anchor to us, our help in ages past, and our hope for future to come. I am Victoria Daniels. Welcome to Kingdom Talk.
You welcome to Kingdom Talk.
Wow! International Women's Day, social pressure, family expectation, youth. The month of March is powerfully packaged. On the 8th of March is the World International Women's Day. Fortunately, it is my birthday. And the theme for year 2021 is gender inequality and leadership. As much as we like to raise awareness for the United Nations Day, we also want to pledge our solidarity to all the women all over the world to show that we are with you. From Kingdom Talk and the entire team, we'd like to say Happy International Women's Day. I want you to know that the strength and the courage of a woman cannot be underestimated or disregarded. So we stand with all the women all over the world. Right, we have in the house this day people of worth, people of knowledge. We have our guests that are ready to do justice to social pressure and whatever is going on all over the world. With me on my left is Mr. Lekon Oyeniyi. Mr. Lekon, you are welcome.
Thank you
And we are so excited to see you today. He is an ex-banker, currently a motivational speaker, a finance and management consultant, and an associate of Chartered Institute of Bankers with a master's degree in banking and finance from the prestigious University of Ibadan. I know we'll be thoroughly blessed today. I know knowledge will be dished out to people. Also, is a graduate of geography and planning from the University of Ekiti. A lot of degree, a lot of good things with Mr. Lekon Oyeniyi. Mr. Lekon Oyeniyi, you are welcome to Kingdom Talk.
Thank you very much.
So much excitement in the air. And right beside me is Master Muyiwa Olorunaiṣe, a graduate of Geography and Planning Science from Ekiti State University. He is a digital marketer and techpreneur. Muyiwa, we are glad to have you.
Thank you.
Youthful and useful. I'm sure a lot will be going on today. And a special lady in the house, Ms. Vera Akpan, is a graduate of Local Government and Development Studies, a networker and a telecom marketer. Ms. V, we are so excited to see you. Thank you so much for coming. Here and there, we hear reports of young people going through depression, anxiety, and even committing suicide. People want to fit in and no one wants to be left out. Today, we'd like to take a look into some of this and most importantly, the solution to these vices killing our youth more than illness. Mr. Lekon, we'd like you to do justice to this. So we'll start by saying, what do we mean by social pressure?
Social pressure is a contesting phenomenon in the society today. And to have a deep understanding of what this concept stands for, we need to break the word down into two.
That's right.
We start with social. The word social, according to Wikipedia, relate to our individual in the community, relate to other people in the society, and that society, how that society is organized.
Wow.
Towards achieving efficient and effective functioning. That's the word. Then, to achieve effective and efficient functioning, there must be rules and regulations. Then there must be law and order. Then protection of rights, and there will be safety.
Wow.
Then on the other concept, you have the word pressure.
That's right.
According to Wikipedia, the use of persuasion or intimidation to make people to conform to something, that is what I mean by pressure.
Wow, that's true.
So, like, let me give an example. Like smoking. If I'm a smoker, how I persuade others or I put pressure on people
on others
to copy my habits. What I do, that is pressure.
That's right.
Any move that compels somebody to do something either against the switch or he never planned to do, that is pressure.
Wow.
Then
wow.
when we have the two together, that is the first word and the second word, we have social pressure.
That's true. That's true.
So according to Wikipedia again, social pressure, when you exert influence on a person or group by another person. That is when you put pressure to ensure that somebody comply with what he never wanted to do in a manner that does not conform with intention. That means you are creating a pressure
on that person. Wow, that's fantastic. I love the concept where you had to tell us what social is and the pressure. I hope someone out there is really getting enlightened about this, because this is a vice and it's really eating deep into the society. Mr. Lekon, would you like to tell us the rate, the percentage of the social pressure right in the society?
According to cognitive behavioral test, which we are carrying out now, although not yet official, the percentage is tilting towards 70% of influence. It's
70% you say?
Behavioral influence on the youth we have today.
Wow, 70% you say?
Is tilting towards
this
70%.
Vice is really eating deep into our youth.
Exactly.
No wonder there's anxiety, depression, and people committing suicide. So good to hear. Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Lekon. Ms. Vera, I hear people talking about social pressure. I also hear people talking about peer pressure. Is there any difference between social pressure and peer pressure? Can you enlighten us a bit?
Yes, there is. There are differences though, but slightly. When you say social pressure has to do with the society.
That's right.
And when you say society, we're talking about your family. We're talking about the religious places.
That's right.
Now, peer pressure has to do with your immediate age group.
That's
how they
right.
tend to affect your life.
True.
That's what peer pressure is. And sometimes a lot of people think peer pressure, you have to talk, but there are differences. There are different kinds of peer pressure.
Wow.
We have the spoken, we have the unspoken, we have the direct, we have the indirect, we have the negative, and we have the positive.
Interesting. The negative and the positive.
Yes.
Wow.
So usually people think it's just negative. No. A perfect example of the positive influence is when I was in school. Before I got into school, I did a prelim program.
Okay.
So you have to go back home, then come back after a year. So I just chose the very sweet option. I was not ready for any examination.
In your comfort zone,
My
right?
comfort zone. Because I didn't want a station where my mom pays for the money and then I fail and I'm back to square one. So I just told her, JAMB has closed. And my friend heard and she was like, you've not even attempted. I said, people fail JAMB. We have heard it times without number. They fail. So I'm not interested. And she said, at least attempt it, then fail. I said, okay, that's good. But then that same JAMB got me into school.
Wow.
Straight, and that was the only exam I ever wrote.
Wow.
And then on the negative part, you choose to take on the negative aspect because some people are always swayed away. The wannabes. They want to be there. They want to be
right?
Photocopy. They want to do everything. But then one thing you should know is you are you and not everybody.
That's right. Fantastic word.
And not everybody.
Wow.
And they always tend to take on the negative aspects. Like a girl that once said, I saw somebody's child, I liked the child, and I think I should get pregnant.
Wow.
For no reason.
For no reason. Living
Just
another
like
person's life. But just from the word you have spoken, there is positive peer pressure. And I would like you, some people can actually motivate you to be great. Some people can motivate you to aspire high than the way you are. Fantastic, Ms. Vera. Mr. Muyiwa Olorunaishi, thank you once again. And we'd like to know, what signs do we look out for in peer pressure? Are there signs, for example, if I have a child, and are there signs to notify me that I need to work hard so as to help this child with peer pressure?
Yes, thank you, Pastor Vicky. There's various signs we need to watch out for when it comes to peer pressure. First of all, let's use our reluctances to go to school.
Wow. So that's a sign.
Yes, that's a sign. When you notice a child refusing to go to school, probably just giving filthy excuses. Today I'm feeling a dick, tomorrow there is no school. Or when you see a child being happy whenever he's not in school, you need to watch out for that. I remember a time a friend of mine complained about his younger brother always refusing to go to school. You can just wake up one morning and says, I'm having a dick, I'm stooling and all that.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go to
feel
school
like-
and all that. So you just had to call him and ask that what's wrong. And that was when the brother opened up to him that this was going on in school and all that.
Wow.
And another thing we need to watch out for is performances in school. It's very important.
True.
A child that you see that always comes out with flying color, and all of a sudden there's a reduction in his performance.
There's a setback.
Yes, you really need to watch out for that. Also, we need to put the behavioral change into consideration too. You know, a child that is always happy, a child that is willing to, that is very accommodative. All of a sudden, it turns to a child that is always indoor,
Wants to be lonely. Left
does not
alone.
want to interact. You really need to watch out for that child. There's something going on. Or a child that is being aggressive, being antisocial, does not want to interact with anyone.
With anyone.
Those kind of signs are very important.
Fantastic. I think it's a lesson for people out there to look out for. Look at the fantastic signs that you just mentioned to look out for. And I also like to ask, is there a particular age that peer pressure comes in, or is it something that, because if you ask me, I would say there's a particular age, maybe when adolescent stage where your child is about 15, 16. And so do we have a certain age we should look out for these signs?
Yes, peer pressure sets in as early as age 9.
Wow, age 9?
Age 9, when the child is in elementary school, when the child starts having conversation with his classmates, peer pressure comes setting in. So we need to, peer pressure set in as early as 8.
Or should we even say even
lesser?
Even lesser,
I agree with
because
you.
if we talk about peer
Right from primary
pressure,
school
it
now.
means as soon as they start relating,
Exactly.
once they have people around them,
Relationship.
and this thing will graduate until it becomes a stage where they go into depression because they can't fit in. They need to just walk along and wanna be, like you said, Miss Vera. Wow, this is getting hotter here. I like someone to please notify someone about this discussion going on. Share with somebody, share this page, like and invite someone that you know is having issue with pressure all around them. I would like to see what people are saying now there. Please stay tuned and don't go away.
Okay, generally from home, the first form of pressure that young people experience is from home, from their parents. You know, the high expectations to fulfill or to bring home high grades. That's usually the first experience. I remember from my own experience, there was a day I came third and I couldn't go home. Like third, you can imagine. And I was so sad. And you know, I grew up in that house, in that kind of environment where you always expected to be the best student in class. There was no excuse. You know, if somebody could do it, you could do it. So I feel like that's the first form of pressure that young people experience. High expectations from parents. And the second form of pressure is usually from society, or from social groups or agents of social agents like the school, whatever societies that the person or the young person might belong to, like maybe club, extracurricular activities and things like that. So like when you're in karate class or when you're in chess group, and then there's this guy who's always outshining you. I remember there was this guy who was better than me in karate class, and it was an issue because I felt like, that competitive spirit in me sort of kicked in, and I just felt like, there was somebody, that I had to be better than.
Welcome back to this exciting episode once again. Previously, we defined what social pressure is, and also the difference between peer pressure and social pressure, and signs to look out for to enable you know that a child or someone is going through pressure, and the age we should be expecting that.